to watch. Now live from the Tri-Cities, this is KEPR News Watch at 6.
Coming up on KEPR News Watch at 6, the Columbia River is a hot spot to cool off. And with waterfalls this weekend, thousands of people will be in the water. But what exactly is in this water? I'm Kareth Burke standing by live with the potential health hazards. Plus a bird's eye view of this weekend's air show. Find out why one plane is called the Yacht with Wings.
And a look inside a growing problem for gas stations pumping without paying, that is. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jennifer Carlman.
And I'm Ed Dawson. Topping our news at 6 tonight, Washington's High Court rules the Hanford initiative will stand even if parts are found to be unconstitutional. Initiative 297 bars the Energy Department from sending any more waste to Hanford until existing waste is cleaned up. Today, the Supreme Court ruled that the initiative will stand. I-297 was approved by voters last November, but the federal government sued to overturn the measure on the grounds that it violates federal nuclear waste laws and interstate commerce. Tridec is one of the parties in the lawsuit representing the federal government, and its president believes there was voter confusion about the measure.
And I think this issue of mixed waste is one of those things that where maybe the electorate was a little bit misled by the crafters of the initiative. They told everybody that this wasn't really expanding regulatory authority of the state, and apparently it is.
The case now returns to a federal judge in Yakima to decide whether or not all or part of I-297 is unconstitutional.
With gas prices high for summer travel season, some have resorted to stealing to fill up their tank.
KEPR News Watch reporter Selena Shear joins us now with the personal side of this crime. She spoke with store owners who are losing money almost every week to drive-offs. Selena.
When people steal gas, they're usually not ripping off rich oil companies, but small business owners who have to foot the bill themselves.
It's probably happened at other gas station too, and we all work hard for it. I don't think that we deserve to get something like this, you know.
Vu Tram and his wife Judy own the food mart, but not the gas pumps. They get a small commission off of the pumps outside, so when people don't pay, it comes out of their pocket.
I don't think people can afford to pay anymore, so they do some stupid things there. So,
as the summer gas prices rise, so does the amount of gas theft. At this particular Exxon, there's been 2 drive-offs in the last month. One just happened yesterday.
And she just jumped in her car and ran, and I tried to run after it and tried to at the same time run and get a travel license. And
since there was a chase involved, the police responded, but usually store owners are out of luck.
If it's the usual, you know, as a guy in a green pickup, and I think it was a Chevy in the 70s, then it's just a loss. I mean, we can't expend a lot of manpower on those type of things.
The food mart only makes about $13 a day off of the gas. When there's a drive-off, they can lose an entire week's profit.
one time we had one like $67. Yeah, oh shoot.
Stealing gas is a misdemeanor, but people are rarely prosecuted.
If I get caught first, chances of getting caught pretty slim.
With a lack of police resources to combat this crime, store owners say they have no choice but to keep a watchful eye.
I turned it on for him and he just took off. So I'm like, okay, so we're not gonna trust anybody now, you know.
The police did catch the woman who drove off without paying yesterday because they had their license plate number. If you are caught stealing gas, you can lose your license or spend up to a year in jail. Live for KEPR News Watch, I'm Selena Shear.
Selena, thank you for that story. Gang graffiti is writing itself in the history books. Kennewick police say over the last month they have received 29 reports of graffiti. Excuse me, I'm battling the hiccups. And they think there may have been more. Kennewick police say many people who see graffiti don't call it in to report it. They say that is a vital step in getting it cleaned up and tracking possible leads. The Juvenile Justice Center has a group called the Graffiti Abatement Team that cleans up the paint. If you see graffiti in the area, please call the Kennewick Police Department.
A police chase by car and on foot just before 6 a.m. A Kennewick police officer spotted a stolen car parked near Carmichael and Vineyard. Officers waited until the suspect got into the car. When officers tried to pull him over, Robert Joe Gonzalez took off. Shortly after, the 34-year-old was spotted walking near 2nd and Olympia Streets, where police chased him down and finally arrested him. Gonzalez now faces a number of charges, including possession of stolen property and eluding an officer. A fire last night in Pasco leaves a house in ashes and a family without a home. Fire investigators say the fire started from grease buildup in the kitchen while the family of 6 was making dinner. The fire then quickly spread to the attic. It took fire crews 2 hours to put out the blaze. The Red Cross is stepping in now to help and says they will do so until the family's insurance goes through. The Red Cross officials say they've helped 12 families this month alone, including feeding firefighters, costing more than $7,000. Red Cross is asking for your help to raise money for this family and the others who may be affected by fires this summer. You can visit them at this location you see on your screen, 7202 West Deschutes in Kennewick, or you, of course, can send donations there. Or if you'd like, you can make donations online at their website, www.bfredcross.org. Benton County Fire District 1 is feeling the heat from budget constraints and are asking now for help from the community. Flyers promoting a fire protection levy were sent out today. The district is hoping voters will reinstate the 2002 tax of $1.50 per $1,000 of assessed home property value. The current rate is $1.33. The reason for the levy? To defeat inflation and continue fire and emergency services in Benton County. Voters failed to pass that levy in the election last May. The measure will be posted on the September 20th ballot. If the levy is not passed, fire officials say the district will have to make some cuts.
Thousands of people will pour down into the Columbia River for the water follies this weekend, but can your health be at risk from a dip in the water?
KEPR News Watch's Kareth Burke joins us now live from the river with the story. Kareth.
Fredericks can tell you the exact number, but it feels like 100 degrees out here, which means many people are going to look to cool off at the Columbia River this weekend and enjoy water follies. But have you ever considered what you might be swimming in? This family comes to Columbia Park about once a week, and today it's time for a swim. With the heat advisory in effect, taking a dip in the Columbia River seems ideal.
It's very hot, and so they just like playing and running and getting all their energy out, running through the water and cooling down and playing.
But have you ever wondered what your kids are swimming in? Can the water be a health hazard?
Nobody's out there actually monitoring the river on a daily basis, so the water quality today, nobody has a real good handle on. And we just know that when you swim in a river, you're taking your health at your own risk.
Aside from trash, tumbleweeds, and general river muck, what else is in the water?
Snow melt, you got industrial discharges, you have domestic discharges from municipalities that are discharging, treated wastewaters into the river. You have irrigation runoff.
Another thing to consider is what's on the bank.
Maybe things like protection from glass that could be on the bottom of the surface along with the rocks and that kind of thing. That would always be a certain concern.
Despite some hazards, it's not likely you'll get sick or cut at the river, but you could get itchy.
It's called schistosomiasis or swimmer's itch.
Swimmer's itch is a rash caused by a parasite, but it's easy to kill. Simply towel off quickly when you get out of the water. Ultimately, this mom says the fun the boys have at the river outweighs any of the hazards.
Since they're little boys, I think they get in much worse everywhere they go. They're constantly playing in dirt, climbing in trees, getting into all sorts of stuff, so no, not really. It's never bothered me.
Basically telling me it's safe. Would you let your own kids swim in the Columbia River?
Yes.
The health district spokesman says don't drink the water, but if your child swallows a mouthful while playing, it won't make him sick. All you're going to get from this water is wet. Live for KEPR News Watch, I'm Kareth Burke.
Thank you, Kareth. In other news tonight, board members of a local health organization won't have to worry about their personal beliefs getting in the way of their work. Today, Greater Columbia Behavioral Health passed a policy that would cut down on conflict of interest situations for board members. Previously, providers could be board members and have a say in where millions of dollars could be sent, including a provider's own network. Now, members of the board may no longer vote on financial decisions or even join the discussion when GCBH considers where to give funding for mental health care providers.
Well, still ahead on Keeper News Watch at 6, some at the nation's capital are considering changing daylight savings time, but not everyone thinks it's a bright idea.
Very interesting. Plus, a bird's eye view of this weekend's air show. We'll show you a look inside the yacht with wings.
And it was sunny and hot today, and it looks like more sunshine is in the forecast for tomorrow as well. We'll talk about that in a bit. But first, let's go outside, take a look at the hazy sunshine from the Hanford Community Cam Live Eye, and temperatures, especially on the east side, 90s to 100. The west side has cooled down a bit. They're still in the mid 80s. Seattle's at 80, Portland is at 85, and more cool air is going to be hitting the west side for tomorrow. The bad news, it doesn't look like it's going to make it over the mountains, so we're going to cool down just a bit. Sunshine tomorrow, UV index in the high range. I'll tell you how cool we will be right after this.
You are watching Keeper News Watch at 6 with Ed Dawson, Jennifer Carlman, meteorologist Fred Rixey, and Will Lewis Sports.
Millions of American families rely on Ford. Right now, Ford invites you to join the Ford Family Plan and pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. Until August 1st, you'll get our discounts on the entire family of Ford cars in stock, including Focus with a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Now get a Focus for just $10,545. That's just $10,545 for a Focus with European-inspired suspension. No hassles, no gimmicks. Visit your local Northwest Sports store today, and welcome to the family.
Thomas Furniture in Richland lets you live like a star with sensational Ashley furniture. Recliners from $3.99, sofas starting at $4.99, 5-piece living rooms starting at $10.99, and reclining sofas starting at $5.99. Pick up your Ashley VIP Pass game card to win a 7-day trip to New York City for you and a friend, a $10,000 MasterCard shopping spree, and a VIP pass to the Country Music Association Awards. Travel, shop, and rock like a star. Only from Thomas Furniture. Beyond the expected.
When you like what you do, it shows. Hi, I'm Jeff Hall from Hall Chevrolet Buick in Prosser. Our staff has over 435 years of combined experience serving you from Halls and Prosser. 11 of us have been here over 20 years. Our customers really appreciate seeing the same faces year after year. You really get to know and trust the people you're dealing with. Come enjoy our award-winning customer service when you buy your next vehicle from Hall Chevrolet Buick in Prosser. We're making more than deals. We're making friends and keeping them.
It's time for the 55th Annual Allied Arts Association Sidewalk Show at Richland's Howard Amon Park. On July 29th and 30th, over 300 artists and craftsmen will be in Richland to exhibit original works of art of every kind. Admission is free, but due to limited parking, the American Red Cross is providing shuttle service for your convenience. Bigger and better than ever, the 55th Annual Allied Arts Sidewalk Show at Howard Amon Park in Richland, July 29th and 30th. Don't miss it.
If you like it sunny and hot, you are in luck today. Everybody saw sunshine and temperatures at or over 100. The warm spot today, Mattawa, all the way at 107. The Tri-Cities came in at 103, and it looks like for tomorrow, we're going to be just a little bit cooler. Not a whole lot cooler. We're still going to be warm. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, well, we'll be in the 70s. By the noontime hour, we'll be pushing 90 with some sunshine and a little bit breezy conditions. The winds will die down as the day goes on. And then for the drive home, up around 100 instead of a little bit over 100, so about 5 degrees cooler. That is going to be it for tomorrow. And it looks like more sunshine just in store for the weekend as well. We've been talking about a cold front that's been trying to make it into the Pacific Northwest. Only problem is it's going to hit the mountains and basically die. It's not going to get over the top, so we're not going to see a whole lot of cooler air. If you're heading to Seattle and Portland this weekend, should be a pretty nice weekend. They might have a few clouds, but for us, well, it's going to be sunny and hot with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s for Saturday and for Sunday. Right now, 103 out there. Humidity is quite low, winds are light, and the barometer is falling. And across the mid-Columbia, everybody except for Pendleton at or over the century mark, so it is rather toasty out there, and it's really not going to cool down a whole lot tonight, even though we are seeing clear skies. And because of that, we have a heat advisory in effect until 9 o'clock at night. Then for tomorrow, 50s and 60s to start the day. Few clouds on the west side, and they'll be seeing the 70s. We'll be seeing the 90s, and it looks like more sunshine in store. By Monday, this storm system is going to get here, bringing us a few clouds and hopefully some cooler temperatures. But for tonight, lows will be in the 60s. Then for tomorrow, highs up around 100. Not quite there, but it's going to be close. 60 for a low in the Tri-Cities. Then for tomorrow, 97 for a high. And taking a look at the 5-day forecast, 99 for Sunday. Cool down a bit from Monday and into Tuesday. And taking a look out 10 days, awfully hot for the next 10 days. So hopefully you like the heat, because that's what we are going to be seeing. And we're going to be broadcasting live tomorrow down from Water Follies. So swing on by, say hi. We'll be out there at 5 and 6. And also remember the sunscreen. If you're going to be out at Water Follies this weekend, you don't want to look like a lobster come Monday.
That's for sure.
I like looking like a lobster. All right, thanks, Fred. As crews continue to set up, speaking of, for this weekend, one couple is gearing up for its part of the show, the air show, that is.
KEPR News Watch's Andrea Candrian got to go on a ride in one of those planes this afternoon and has our story. Andrea, how was your flight?
Ed and Jennifer, we had an incredible flight. The only downfall to the ride was there was no air conditioning, making for a very sweaty flight. But despite no AC, the plane, known as the Grumman Albatross, had just about everything you could possibly ever want in a plane. The plane is equipped with a kitchen, a bathroom, and even has a plasma screen TV. The owners and pilots of the Albatross came all the way from Florida to be a part of the show. They participate in about 10 shows every summer, and in their off time, they fly all over the country, landing at whatever lakes they please along the way.
We get a lot of different reactions. People are usually overwhelmed when they see it, especially when they see us put it in reverse and back it up to the beach. And it draws quite a crowd, and everybody has to go tell somebody, and they have to drive by and see it.
Now, the plane itself has a very unique history. It originally belonged to the U.S. military. It was built in 1951 and used for air and sea rescues, helping more than 1,000 pilots, rescuing more than 1,000 pilots in the Korean War. It also belonged to the Chilean military at one point. Now, the Albatross didn't, of course, have all those amenities during those wars, but it is now known as the yacht with wings, traveling up to 270 miles per hour, and it will be, of course, performing at this weekend's hydro races. Performing live in the newsroom, I'm Andrea Candrian for KEPR News Watch.
All right, thank you, Andrea. That's a way to fly right there.
No kidding. Maybe we can rent that out for this weekend or something.
Sounds like a good idea. Still ahead, the dogs of summer are creating quite a crunch at the Benton Franklin Humane Society. We'll show you what leaders there are doing about it.
Plus, the government wants to give you more time in the sunshine. We'll shed some light on the fight over daylight saving time. Stay with us.
Washington's private forest landowners are protecting millions of trees and 60,000 miles of stream habitat through the Forests and Fish Law. So we can all count on cool, clean water for generations to come.
Looks like the Chrysler Group has done it again. They have their most award-winning and freshest lineup ever. They have 12 vehicles with 5-star frontal crash test ratings. And their vehicles are projected to retain their value better than GM or Ford. You know what's missing?
A great deal.
It's Employee Pricing Plus, our employee discount plus cash allowance on Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge.
It's like you always used to say, Grandpa. If you can find a better car, buy it.
That's my girl.
Over 10,000 patents. 119 years of automotive innovation. 66 years of safety testing. But only one Mercedes-Benz summer event. Now through August 1st, the one to remember. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for special lease offers through Mercedes-Benz Credit on select C, E, and S-Class models.
It's Macy's Reinvent Your Home Sale with sensational savings on every living room, dining room, bedroom, rug, and more. Starts tomorrow. Macy's, way to shop.
No, there we go. Well, we all know the saying, spring forward, fall back. But when it comes to daylight savings time, as Alexis Christoforous reports, when it comes to Congress, they may have their way, and that may change.
The government wants to give you more time in the sunshine.
I would love it. I don't see why anyone would have a problem with it.
Well, it just makes me feel like I'm getting out of work earlier.
Lawmakers want to extend daylight savings time, springing forward on the second Sunday of March and not falling back until the first Sunday of November. As part of the energy bill, they say it will help Americans conserve because more daylight means less need for heating and lights.
The government predicted as much as 100,000 barrels a day of oil that we would save for every day that we extended daylight savings time.
Retailers might also benefit since more daylight could mean more shopping. Originally, the bill called for 8 weeks of extended daylight, but strong opposition forced lawmakers to pare down that proposal to just 4 weeks. The airline industry says it would be hit hard.
It will inconvenience passengers both here and abroad and cost us hundreds of millions of dollars.
The ATA also says any change would give international airlines a huge advantage in the fight for landing rights. The tech world says the change could wreak havoc on computers' internal clocks across the country. And school groups worry more kids will be forced to wait for the morning bus in the dark. But the goal of extending daylight savings is to help the U.S. conserve.
Get home and it's daylight. You don't use as much electricity.
If the bill is signed into law, we'll find out if that's true. Part of the provision calls for a study of the impact of daylight savings on energy use. Alexis Christoforous, CBS News, New York.
Well, spring forward, fall back. We saw you yesterday fall back trying to do some Irish dancing. So hopefully you can spring forward with the new type of sport tonight in Unique Sports.
Yeah, lacrosse. Let's go ahead and give that a try. You know, you hold the nets, you throw everything forward. There I am mixing it up with all the guys and a few girls. Stick around. We'll have that story coming up after the break.
My name is John Verbrugge, and I'm a fourth-generation farmer from the Yakima Valley. I really need your help. As you can see, our cherry crop is ready to be picked. Congress has created a program called H2A to help growers get our crops picked with a legal workforce when there is no local labor. Unfortunately, some state bureaucrats have prevented me from getting help. My crops are going to rot in the fields. Please call Governor Gregoire and let her know we need programs like H2A. Thank you.
It's Macy's Reinvent Your Home Sale. The newest and best cookware and electrics from All-Clad, Calphalon, KitchenAid, and more. Inspiring ideas for your bed and bath. Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, our own hotel collection, and more. Our biggest home sale starts tomorrow. Macy's, way to shop.
Hurry, it's the final weekend. Marathon Madness ends Sunday at McCurley Integrity Mazda in the Pasco Autoplex. For one final weekend, the 05s have the actual invoice displayed on them so you can see how much money you're saving. Every one of McCurley's new Mazdas are madness priced. Save over $4,900 on a new 05 B2300 pickup and over $4,900 on an 05 Mazda Tribute. Test drive a new Mazda during the Marathon Madness. Going on now at McCurley Integrity Mazda in the Pasco Autoplex.
Start your day off with KEPR News Watch at sunrise. The one to watch. It's the dawn of a new day. And as the sun rises over the Columbia Basin, the KEPR News Watch team is hard at work. Working hard to get you the first look at today's news and weather. Always a great way to get a jump start on your day. Wake up with Rob Roxburgh, Bethany Crouch, and Mike McCabe. KEPR News Watch at sunrise. Weekday mornings at 6 and 6:30.
He made
millions for Madonna and Mariah, but will his wife take him to the cleaners?
Is this the nastiest divorce Hollywood has ever seen?
The woman at the center of Hollywood's nastiest split this summer speaks to the insider.
Did you catch your husband with another woman?
And sugar spice and fistfights inside the ring with real-life million-dollar babies, the controversial sport where daddy's little girls pound their way to the top.
Girls could do anything that guys could do.
Plus, females fighting fury head-on. Next Insider.
Thursday at 6:30 on KEPR, the one to watch.
Welcome back, everyone. The Tri-City Americans may lose one of their star defensemen, but those looking for Sean Bell could see him on the ice and in a Dallas Stars uniform. For the last 5 years, Sean Bell has played for the Tri-City Americans. He also has international experience, winning a gold medal with Team Canada at the 2005 World Junior Championships. With the signing, Sean Bell has signed with the Dallas Stars, and with that signing, that marks the end of the era for the Americans. AM's general manager Bob Torrey calls the signing awesome and says it will be great to see Bell playing on the ice for an NHL franchise. Jamie Moyer and the Seattle Mariners getting a lot of help from the Detroit Tigers last night in their game. Bases loaded first inning. Mike Maroth plunking Adrian Beltre 1-0 Mariners. Next up, Willie Bloomquist would find the gap, or actually just a high chopper that can't be handled by the infielders. That scores another. But this was the play that did it all. Second inning, bases loaded, deep fly ball to center. And kids, make sure you use two hands when you catch the ball, because that's not how you do it. Craig Monroe, 3 runners come in to score. Mariners go up 6-0 in the second inning. Richie Sexson hits a 2-run homer in the 6th, and the Seattle Mariners win 9-3. Tonight, up for the M's is the Cleveland Indians. It's the final day of the Unique Sports Series, and we take it to the lacrosse field for some fast and furious action. Players say you should come out and try their sport, but be ready to get hit.
A nice way to spend a summer day, practicing the sport you love, one sport that encompasses so many others.
It's hockey with hitting, football hitting, and hockey with the sticks, and baseball with the ball, and soccer with the field.
On this day, the Hermiston lacrosse team and some others that want to learn the sport practice the skills they need to be a top player. Some learn the basic drills on how to check players, and others learn what it takes to score on goal. But one thing is for sure, these players love the contact.
You can hit them hard and you can run after them and stuff.
Many teams split the girls from the guys, but it's not that way on the lacrosse field. The girls mix it up with the guys.
Can't really notice them under all the gear. I mean, they play just like we do, if harder, if not harder.
The girls don't like, oh, that looks like a scary sport. They hit each other and it's okay. I feel like one of the guys kind of started in a way.
One thing you notice is the padding. As I got suited up, the pads are not heavy. They are just a means to deflect the pounding. But the game is very demanding and very tiring to all players.
It takes a lot of thinking on your feet and just keep yourself up, and you get yourself in great shape during the season.
1, 2, 3, So it may be tough getting a shot on goal, but these players say this is the game they love.
Everybody should come play.
You got beat up by all the girls, huh?
Yeah, that guy you saw trying to pick the ball up and stuff.
That was you.
That was
right.
me. But you know what? It is a lot of fun, and it's one of those things I might want to, keep trying.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks, Will. Finally tonight, puppies at the Benton Franklin Humane Society are wagging their tails over their new homes. No, someone didn't adopt them, at least not yet. Central Premix Concrete Company donated all the supplies for new pens. Construction crews started building the pens today. The Humane Society employees hope it helps them house more puppies comfortably until they can find permanent homes.
And any overflow was kept in metal cages, which just isn't feasible. It's hard to clean and not comfortable for them either. So,
as soon as the cement dries, the pens will be painted and the puppies will move into their new homes. They'll be looking for shredded paper donations, all kinds of other donations as well.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Thanks for watching.
Fisher Communications.